Yo, what's up, guys? We're back with another Cuphead video. We did the bosses. We did the DLC bosses. Now we're on to the weapons. There's so many fire weapons in this game. Then the DLC came along and gave us the law of equivalent exchange. We got Crackshot, but in return, we had to buy Twister and that charge gun. They are trash, but without further ado, let's get into the rankings. Coming in at number 9, we got Twist Up. I thought this was called Twister, but it doesn't change the fact that it is trash. The super's whatever, but let's get on to the regular shots. You have to get right up in a boss's grill to even land anything of this, because all the shots swerve up and it's useless. You can't hit a boss without getting hit. Equivalent exchange again. You cannot hit a boss without getting hit, and I know there's gonna be some dude who mains Twister somehow, the only twist up fan in existence. Dude, you have no skill, bro. What do you mean Twist Up's trash, bro? It has higher DPS than Peashooter. Peashooter, I can turn my brain off, dodge all the boss attacks and hit them straight up. Twist Up's useless. And I've never met someone who went, dude, my favorite weapon in Cuphead, it's Twist Up. I use it the most. But on to number 8, better. Anything's better than Twist Up, so I'll be a little less angry. And coming in at number 8, we got Converge. What were the devs thinking with these DLC weapons, man? They just fed us straight slop. Converge is trash as well. If you're not holding down R1, you're hitting one shot, one bullet. I think that does less than Chaser. And then the only way you're going to land that full DPS, get that juicy damage, and you got to hold R1. It's useless. Again, you got Roundabout, you got Peashooter. You don't need to be a stationary target. And, I don't know what they were thinking in the Cuphead DLC development rooms. Some guy says, to make a weapon, you got to hold R1 to actually be feasible and viable compared to all the other great weapons we have in the game. But, it's not nearly as bad as Twist Up, so it's getting number 8. And at number 7, we got Chaser. Oh my days, Chaser. That is how we all reacted when we first got it. We thought this was godsend. This was the best weapon in the game. Nothing was going to beat it. I'm trying to find the right analogy to compare it to something, but when you get Chaser, man, you feel invincible. And then you realize it's basically tickling the boss. It does 2 damage. 2.85 per bullet. It's incredibly easy and great for noobs, but once you get to those harder bosses, you're trying to platinum the game, you're trying to beat a boss fast, you can't use Chaser, mate. It's just not on that level. Unfortunately, it's a solid weapon though, but unfortunately, its lack of damage pushes it far back. Coming in at number 6, we got Peashooter. I'm going to say this is where you're not going to get clowned for the weapon you use if you use any of these weapons upcoming. Peashooter, it's the vanilla ice cream of the Cuphead weapons. Super boring, super effective, does decent damage, has a great super, very easy to use, obviously. If you can't use Peashooter, you probably don't know how to log into your PS5 account or whatever you play Cuphead on. But yeah, it does decent damage. Like I said, very easy to hit with. The R1 works well. I think every boss you could probably use Peashooter on, but it doesn't do anything great, right? Like I said, it's the vanilla, it's average, and it's nothing more than that. Coming in at number 5, we have Lobber. Check the stats. I might have placed it a bit too high. Might be below Peashooter. They're very close. On the fact that Peashooter is much more versatile, Lobber decimates bosses where it's good against. But is it good against that many bosses is the question. I don't know. It's good for setting that trap if a boss spawns in and you know where it's going to be. You can set the bouncing balls. But I'd say this right here. Lobber, Chaser, and Peashooter are all solid average weapons. Everything after here is an elite weapon. And coming in at number 4, this pains me to say, we got Crackshot. It was going to be higher. I checked the stats. It is low-key Chaser, unless you're really close to a boss. But it's still an elite weapon because you do get that close range damage. And then once you need to back off, you're still going to be hitting shots no matter what. But if you're just using the cracked shot, it's not the best just because that DPS is really weak. But again, this is still an elite weapon. The DLC gave us something. The planet, you can force parry if you ever need to get out of a sticky situation, I don't know why I said it like that, but I think you guys know what I mean. And overall, it's super fun to use, so I'm going to go with number 4 for Crackshot. And coming in at number 3, we have Charge Shot. This might be a skill issue. It can definitely be higher. These 3, for me, are all interchangeable. But I went with 3 for Crackshot. Or not Crackshot, sorry, Charge Shot. I don't enjoy using it that much. You know, I love spamming. And you can't spam it. You gotta hold down. I know it does a boatload of damage. But I would rather use the 2 above it because they're just more fun to use. And they're also better for defense. You really don't have a lot of defense with Charge Shot. And I'm not going to lie, I forgot what the super is. I don't think it's that good. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that is why I went Charge Shot number 3. It might be a little biased, but it is still an elite weapon. Top 3 says enough. And coming in at number 2, these for me were the only ones I was even contemplating of putting number 1. I did go with Spread. Spread is the OG. I feel everyone buys it second. And it does the most. It has the highest DPS potential. But my baby is number 1. And also, this is not that versatile. That is my only problem with it. Because I'm going to do a playthrough using a single weapon, right? If I'm going to do that for a challenge. Is it possible? With Spread, it probably is. But you're going to get beat up every time you come in with a lot of bosses. And there's a lot of bosses that are really hard to hit with it. But I'm going to be honest, if you had it 1, I would have no complaints at all. I think it's the best weapon if you're going to have 2. I mean, you're supposed to have 2 weapons. But when you're using 2 weapons, it is the best secondary weapon to have. But my number 1, I would say, if he's alone, if he's in a duo, he's going to still show up. That is why I went with my number 1. And the best weapon in Cuphead, my number 1. We have Roundabout. He's the absolute goat, lad. He is the goat. Roundabout is so good. It's got the DPS of Peashooter. It's got the versatility of any weapon in the game. When you're looking backwards, it's still going to be hitting. Its super is very good if you're bouncing around, jumping around. It's going to keep sawing back and forth. It does great damage, great versatility. And you just spam it. You don't really even need to be looking. And you can just focus on dodging. I think it is by far... Not what am I saying by far? I think it is the clear for me best. Spread is very good though. Spread is my close second. But I would never not have my boy Roundabout number 1. But make sure to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to comment your favorite weapon, what you thought on the list, and what kind of videos you want to see in the future. You know, I'm thinking of doing a Lobber only playthrough of Cuphead, but thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.